whether it's a challenge or not. There is no escape now. It is now, we are already at least started the year. Either it should come in 1st July, latest it has to come in September. So there is no other way you have to follow. Whether it is having at least any hardship or not is one, they have to follow. Leaving apart, this is a transaction based tax. It is not necessary it should start with the financial year. It can start either with any month or any day also, they will not affect. For ease of operations, if it is better, it starts from the starting of a particular month it is. I will tell you there is not a complexity. Even currently also you have multiple laws. Now it is getting streamlined and is going at least a central, one central, and then state-wise it is required because of their federal nature. So I don't find there is anything at least something abnormal concerning your constitutional structure, you need this one. When I look at the legal issues, talking about classification, valuation, I am talking about new issues, transaction within yourself is also going to be taxed. So it is not only the existing issues, new issues going to come up now it is one. The authority, who is going to handle it out? These are the various issues will crop up it is one. Suppose they have a dilemma whether actually what rate will be applicable. Is there any procedure for advance ruling? Can I apply for advance ruling? As a result, I don't get into this issue subsequently. You remember this is a chain reaction. If at the top level, if you are paying at a lower rate, if every level they are paying at a lower rate, ultimately it becomes at a higher rate, it is going to affect series. So for that purpose, they have to ensure to understand and then do it out. What is the method available for them to minimize the risk, they should know. In a GST, what you need it is an elaborate and detailed way of at least reporting and at least recording and maintaining your system. It is not something, it's a complex. But if you don't understand and you don't follow it out, it's a complex. This is not applicable for everybody uniformly. Those are dealing in goods. Even currently also they have at least excise, they have VAT, and if they are operating in multiple states, they will have multiple registrations. Who are dealing in goods, they may not have so much complexities. Whereas the service providers, probably for them the compliance in such a way that they have to do elaborately based upon multiple registrations. In the transitional rules, there is a requirement. The industry requirement is one. It is not all the transitional provisions are covered in the transitional rules. And they also expect some change in the transitional rules. I can give one example of actually what is not covered in the transitional rules. If capital goods received in transit, what is the treatment has to be done? That is not specifically provided for. Apart from that, you have something called it as a credit is available based upon the invoices at 40%. It will be sufficient. Industry is looking that whether they will increase it from 40 to 50 or 60 it is one. So transitional rules, it is expected in such a way that it will give more flexibility for the industries to move into the GST. CFOs are the main fulcrum in any organization. But one thing I can tell them it is one, it is not only their responsibility here. GST is a one that is actually required for the organizational rechange. I will say reorientation of the organization. First and foremost, I put it for the CFO, this is not at least a financial issue alone, it is a business issue. Approach through that it is first. Then they should get prepared. There are two phases. One, before GST comes into play, what they should do. When the GST is implemented, what they should do. They have a two-pronged approach. The one is called as a transition strategy management. That is pre-GST, what are the steps they should do it out, how the organization should prepare for that it is one. Concentrate on your transition strategy first. If you lose out in transition strategy, once for all you are losing it out. Now comes actually the GST implementation. That is, from the date of implementation, what you have to do? Simple, only one step. Ensure is that whatever transaction that you are doing it out, you maximize the credit. The only principle is that your business transactions maximize credit. That is what the way your business can be efficient. When I say maximize the credit, it is not a single transaction or like this one. A series of steps they have to plan it out, which is what they have to understand and prepare.